Hi, my name is Leo Ade, and I will be persuading you today on why we need another parking lot. I don't know if you've ever gotten groceries at the Walmart here and had to walk from your car to the dorm, to the car to the dorm, to the car to the dorm, because you have so many groceries. It just takes a long time, it's really inconvenient. Also, say you forgot your gloves and it's really cold outside. I always forget my gloves. And then my hands get really cold. And it's just really inconvenient because you have to walk far and your hands get really cold. Basically, the number of freshmen and sophomores in the dorms right now is about 3,200. There are 4 parking lots for them, for 13 dorms. And some of these parking lots are shared by the Greek houses and by the students, which really makes it inconvenient again because you have too many cars for such small parking area. Price of these tickets too is about $155, so why are the students not being able to park where they need to, the most convenient for such good money that they pay? So I propose to you that since the population is growing exponentially and the price of parking is already very high, the university needs to build a new parking lot in order to meet the overcrowding from the resident halls. According to the UND's website, the student body profile, the university has more things to pay for and other responsibilities. Some of these responsibilities include the food, the employees, and the people of Grand Forks because of all the sports. I say that the university is most responsible for its students. The university has almost doubled in size over the last 30 years. When my dad went there, there was about 8,000 students. Now there's about 15,000 students. The university's sports has switched from Division II to Division I, so they're bringing in more attractive prospects, and more people are coming to the university because it's becoming more popular. Now the students are having to walk about 5 minutes to get to their cars. It gets very cold out here in North Dakota in winter, and that 5 minutes can seem like forever. And more students are not having a place to park, so they're having to overcrowd park in the Chester Fritz. And this is usually because most of the student body is actually not from Grand Forks, so they have to bring their cars in order to park, or in order to drive around the city. The students pay good money to park their cars, so why do they not have enough place for them to park? And that's very inconvenient for everyone. Now, the pricing of the parking passes is fair and reasonable according to the university. I don't think that it's unfair, the amount of money that you're paying, but I think that if you're paying that much money, you should have a convenient place to park. The students, like I said, are paying $155 a year. They just built a multi-million-dollar alumni center, and why build the alumni center that's costing a ton of money, but they can't afford to buy a parking lot for the students so they can meet their overcrowding? With less parking, they could start to lose money even because the students aren't going to be as happy. I propose that we should maybe raise the price of the parking, or at least take some of that money and build a new parking lot. The students are supposedly have enough time, and it is a reasonable walk to get to their classes, to get to their dorms. I don't think this is true because I personally have to walk across the coulee and walk across, and I don't always have the perfect parking, so I have to walk way away to get to my car. And to get to University Place, people from there are having to walk really far to get to their cars. For example, the Wilkerson Complex with Brandon, Selkie, all those guys, they have to take their overcrowding from their overparking and put it at the Chester Fritz, and that's an even farther walk than we have to walk from Fulton and Johnstone and Smith. That's probably about a 5 to 10 minute walk even. And it's just not a reasonable solution for the overcrowding parking. If you want to drive to class too, the parking is even better there because they have a parking ramp and it takes less time for them to walk from the parking ramp to their classes. Because people aren't being able to park in their own spots, they're getting more tickets, which is costing students even more money than they're already paying. So they're paying even more money basically to park. And say it's cold out again, the students, say it's cold out, the students are going to pick up diseases and stuff, and since you're living in the dorms, all those diseases can get spread faster, and it just really makes it not a nice living environment anymore too. So basically, the student population has grown a lot, so we need to meet the overcrowding. Pricing of the parking pass is reasonable. We need to take some of that money and build a parking lot. And the time constraints and the distance that you have to walk just really isn't reasonable, so they need to overcome that in some way. The school has a set system for student parking. The university needs to accommodate the growing population by changing the system and adding a new parking lot. A new parking lot may be expensive, however the students are already paying a lot of money and deserve the best that they can get. I would like you to consider these arguments that I presented you today and help encourage the development of additional parking around the campus. Thank you.
Hooray!